Every Wednesday, we do a simulcast right from the big city of Detroit, live and living color. Miss Beverly D, are you there?
Yes, I am, Ron.
Alrighty. How do I sound to you? How's the
Well, you could be a little louder.
I can be a little louder, as loud as I can get.
Well, it sounds like it's an echo a little bit. I mean, it's okay. I can hear you. We'll work with it. It sounds like you in a hollow place, but we can hear you.
All right. How about now? Is that a little better?
You have to talk some more.
Right on. Well, let's get busy a little bit, and today's date. Now, I tell you what I want to do right off the bat. I want to decide on what time we want to come on Wednesdays. It doesn't matter to me. So I guess I'll throw it in your lap. What would you like? 6:30.
What are you talking about? 6:30.
Yes. Yes.
I like the 6:30. Or do you want to? It doesn't matter to me either. Really,
all right.
I can rearrange my schedule.
Yeah. Let's do a 6:30. That gives me just a little more time to get over here and get prepared. And the only reason I changed it was because of the television show.
Right.
And I had that hour over there. And I'm not on the air anymore on the Comcast. It was abrupt, short-lived life. The donations did not come in. So this RJ, which our agreement was that if I could get enough donations, I could stay on the air, and I did not get it. So that's what happened. I just didn't get the donations. So we're going to stay with the internet. I'm telling you now, I would love to do a show, stay on that television, Comcast, because number one, it reaches the Detroit area and Detroit suburbs. That's number one. But number two, we need to support every black outlet that we have. And I don't think there is another Comcast cable, regular TV, as R.J. Watkins has over there with that WHPR. I wish there was some way that we could set up a fund that we could have. I think he charges $300 an hour. And if we could get $300 a week, we could set it up in any way we can. I don't know how the out-of-state people saw it. Did it benefit them, the hookup or anything? But you and I need to talk about that a little more, Bev, and see what we can do.
Yeah.
In the Detroit area.
It.
All right.
We can work stuff out because we definitely need that.
Yes, we do. Okay. So tonight we're going to talk about the Do Not Detain list. That is a very, very important document that we have to get out. Everyone's got to have a Do Not Detain document. And it all comes from the birth certificate. Number 2 would be your affidavit of ownership. Number 3 would be a declaration of nationality. And number 4, it would be your Do Not Detain injunction. We got to get that going. We have to have that Do Not Detain injunction. A lot of people are getting in trouble. They're stepping out there and they're doing certain things. People are coming after them. They want to know why this is not working. I got a couple emails today. A guy had some traffic violations and it didn't work. I haven't had a chance to get back with him, but we need to talk about just common sense. That's one of the first things we need to learn before we even get into even the birth certificate. You got to use common sense. And number one in common sense, if the public does not know who you are, how do you expect them to respect you? How do you accept them to respect you? Expect them to respect you. There you go. Where are you coming from to think just because you got some paperwork that you done picked up and got it all documented and authenticated and all the good stuff?
Ron March, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Did you fade out?
Yeah, we lost you for a minute. A second.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not doing anything that would hinder. Let me get the microphone a little closer. Did I go out all together?
Yes.
Did you hear it all the time? Yeah. Wally, the engineer said he heard it all the way through. So I'm just wondering if you got everything together over there with you. But let's talk about common sense a little bit, Bev. I got a scolding today that my temperament is a little rough, and when I come down on people, not that package we had last week with you and I, because you understood what I was doing last week.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But see,
wait a minute. We got some crybabies out there. We got some people that don't have no thick skin that can't handle it.
Apparently we do. They thought that my handling of shotgun, what did we call her? Shotgun Lucy at the seminar. They thought that was a little disrespectful. And I tried to explain.
You're talking about gangster grandmother?
There you go. Gangster granny. We got her. Yes.
No, I disagree with that. I definitely disagree with that. And you're not going to be able to please everybody, so we just need to keep on the agenda. I think that gangster grandma, she got some little personal issues mentally. There's some things that's going on there. So I think that we handle it.
All right. I was trying to explain that to the gentleman because people they came to hear Jonah Bay, and I wanted them to get their money's worth. We didn't need to have a one-on-one with Granny for her to tell everybody how she feels and what she wants to do and be and all of that stuff. So I kept trying to explain it to him. He just didn't seem to. He thought I should have been. I said, well, listen.
Well, that's his opinion. That's his opinion.
I don't know any other way to
entitled
teach.
to their opinion.
Yes. All right. And then we have to understand also
what is being done to us is too serious to be dealing with the little this little, what do you call that?
Whining on the sideline. Yes.
Thank you. We get our ass kicked. And nobody can go with that little whining.
Right on. And we got to understand that they beat us into slavery. And when I give any presentation, I need to beat you out of slavery. You're not going to get out by me talking peaceful and quiet to you. We don't have time. You got centuries, generations, not centuries. You got generations of slavery in your body. All of us do. A lot of us hide it, don't want to recognize it. I ain't no slave. I know this and I know that. Well, I know better. But I'm coming from the system. The system has you labeled a slave. And I don't give a damn what you say. If you haven't declared yourself to the public that you are not a part of the madness, you're going to be treated just like we've been treated, and you're going to be treated the same way. So that's part of the presentation today, that we need to make sure that we broadcast who we are, oral and written. We need to make it clear of our declarations as to who we are and what we're about. And if you don't do that, you're going to be treated the way the system has labeled you to be treated. Because acquiescence is nothing more than an agreement that you will go along with the system. So I don't know any other way to tell you that, any other way to attack you or to tell you about it. And now that all of that I've said thus far is all a part of the do not detain injunction. You need to let people know that you have that injunction out there. Now, no one is going to agree with your injunction. Actually, no one's going to agree that you want to be free. 80% of your freedom comes from declarations, but the other 20% has to come through administrative process. Now, a lot of you don't understand the administrative process, so let me explain that to you. In accordance with HJR 192 and in accordance to the New Deal, there has to be a remedy for every act. For every action, there must be a reaction. Every act, there must be a react. You always have to have a solution. Now, no one's going to give you that solution. No one's going to tell it to you. If you cannot find it in the law, you can always use what they call administrative remedy. Administrative remedy is you must write 3 letters. 1, 2, 3. The first letter is called a demand letter. That demand letter, you're going to give them, I would suggest that you give them 30 days on the first letter. Now, when you get more into it and more understanding, you can give them anything over 7 days. You have to give them 7 because it takes, I think they say it takes 3 days to go, 3 days to come, and then 1 day for them to read it. So they say you got to give them 7 days. You can't say, I want an answer in 2 days, and they haven't even received it yet. So anywhere between 7 and 30 days on the first letter, you give them that option to answer. And you're going to use every contract title that you know in order for you to move to the second letter. Meaning, if they do not answer, now you got to put it in the letter. You have to put it in the letter, and the letter or the document, and the document will say something like, 30 days should be enough time for you to read, understand, and answer this document. If you do not answer this document, you are giving me the power or the right to sue or to take court action or move it to another level. You can put it anywhere you want to put it, but you want to make sure you tell them how much time they got, and you also want to tell them what you're going to do to them if they don't do it. Now, once they renege, and I'm going to tell you now, they're going to renege. No one can answer for a corporation. It's almost against the law. I don't think it's against the law, but it's almost against the law to answer because you're not the corporation. Let's say we're talking about Detroit Police Department, which is a corporation, a fraternal order, a corporation. And you write a letter into there, and you telling them what happened, what you want done, you want your records cleared, or you want your automobile back, or whatever. You want all of that. And they do not answer. You can use the acquiescence contract, meaning you gave them ample opportunity to answer, and they failed to do it. Now, you want to send them, and it has to be sent certified. And it goes certified because you want to make sure someone in that corporation received it. You don't care if it's the dog or the cat. It doesn't matter. Because the clause that should go in every document, and this is another sovereign requirement. A notice to the principal is a notice to the agent. A notice to the agent is a notice.
You're listening to Blog Talk Radio. Go ahead, Ron.
Yep. Did I fade out again?
You need to say that again. You faded out.
Oh. Okay, I'll say it again. You need to send them a letter and give them 30 days to answer. And you can put in that letter that they have 30 days. And then you need to put in there that you're going to give them 30 days, or you're going to do something to them, such as you're going to move it to another level, such as a lien. You're going to put a lien on them, or you're going to take them to court, get an injunction, take them to court. You can put that in the letter. You also have to put in the letter that, and you can put this at the top of the letter, right above, dear sir, or you can put it at the bottom of the letter, right before you sign your name. You have to put in there a notice to the agent is a notice to the principal. A notice to the principal is a notice to the agent. Now that means the principal is always the corporation. So if you're sending a letter to Detroit Department of Police, then that will be the principal. Whoever signs for it will be the agent. And you're letting them know that you're not going to fall for any shenanigans, that they didn't get it and blah, blah, blah. As long as you got a signature on that green card, they received it. There's no need of even arguing or even talking about it. Just hang on to the green card. That's letter number one. It's known as a demand, notice of demand. That's the first letter, notice of demand. Now, wow, I got to turn this phone off. I can tell you that now. This is crazy as a Betsy bug. Yep. But a lot of times people say that, like now, they say there's no sound. Good picture, but no sound. Bev, do you have sound?
Yes, we have sound.
Okay. All right. I'll just move on then. While he's checking the internet. You got sound over there, Phelps? Yep. All right. Now you're going to do your second letter. The second letter is called Notice of Opportunity to Cure, C-U-R-E, or op-to cure, op-to-cure. That's the slang word for it. O-P-T-cure, op-to-cure. Now that means that you're going to give them a second chance. This time you're going to lower your days from 30 days, you're going to drop it down to 15 days. 10 days, it don't matter. You're dropping it down. You can be your own judge on this. You're going to start out by saying, as I said earlier, you're going to put in a notice to the principals, notice to the agent, notice to the agent, notice to the principal. Then you're going to say, dear sir, on so-and-so date, I sent you a demand letter, which you received on so-and-so date, with the certification number of, boom, all of that goes right in there. As of this date, I have not received any reply from you. I will give you another 10 days just in case there has been some mishap. I'm giving you 10 days. See attached, because I'm going to send a copy of the first letter. Now, when you do that, and then at the end, before you sign your name, you're going to go through the notice to principal, notice to agent, notice to agent, notice to principal, all that same way. This time, let's say you're going to give them 15 days. Now, that's 45 days total. At the end of 45 days, you still don't get an answer. Now you're going to do a notice of default and dishonor. Default and dishonor. And you're going to keep copies of everything you sent. And you're going to attach the green card to it. Once the green card comes in the mail, you're going to attach it to the proper notice. And each one of these notices that go out has to be sent out certified mail. The last letter is called the letter of default, notice of default and dishonor. And you're going to say, now you done blew it. What we're going to do now, we are moving into the legal realm of the courts. You have failed to do this and failed to do that. And here I see Exhibit A and Exhibit B, which would be copies of first letter and the second letter. And now you're going to send it to a notary. I would send, you don't really have to go to the notary unless, well, with your first time to do it right, you need to have a notary. They call it a notarial protest. You're going to have the notary. Go to the notary, give them copies of all three letters. Tell them that you want to put a notorious protest on the people that you're dealing with. Yep. And what you're really doing now is you are establishing court action. Now you are in a position to go to the courts, and you can do a small claims if you want, because you're asking for more. Whatever you want to put it in your letters. But you go to small claims and just do a $500 or $7,500 complaint on them for failing to answer your letter. That's what you can do. But most of the time, I'm telling you right now, when you do a detain, no one is going to answer. No one can give you permission to be free. So don't even look for them to answer. But when you're dealing with them credit cards and mortgages, stuff like that, and automobile payments and child support, when you do whatever you do in those areas, you definitely want to get someone to sign. It makes sense to you, Beth?
Yep, it makes sense.
Yep. But it was kind of weak. It makes sense, but
I thought we wanted to stay out of the courts, but we have to go to the court system to fight them, right?
Well, Jonah Bay has changed. Jonah Bay has changed his position.
Go ahead, Ron. Ron, March. You faded out. Hello? Ron March, you faded out. We cannot hear you on this end.
Wow. Where you at, Phil?
Okay, now I hear you.
Now you hear me? I don't know what to tell you, Bev. I'm sitting just as cool as a cucumber. Microphone.
Are you on your, you got your headpiece on, right?
I got my headset on. I got a microphone right in front of me. And I'm not moving at all. And why it's fading in and out? Do you have any idea?
And I'm not moving either.
Right. Are you losing? See, we got two networks also. We got my internet network, and then we got Radio Blog. So let's just say you're on Radio Blog.
Right.
Yep. And so
that's probably what it is. Because I know when I have other guests and we just do the phone, there's no problem. And so it's probably because of your internet and the two blogs. That's probably what it is.
Yeah. Well, we I don't know. We don't have problems with that. We haven't had problems with it. But if you're fading in and out, but Waller's got the headset on for the internet, and he's hearing everything I say, so it stays in. So anyway, let's keep moving while we got you. Now, all of this is pertaining to your sovereign life or your Moorish national life or your indigenous American life. Whatever you want to call yourself, whatever your nationality is, these processes that I'm giving you, you're going to have to use them because no one is going to set you free because no one put you in slavery. You're in slavery by design. Put it that way. You are in slavery by design. Go ahead.
They did put us in slavery. But to answer my question when I was saying I thought we were supposed to try to stay out of their courtrooms, but we have to go to the courtrooms to
Yes,
get up.
You do. Because at any time, all right, look at it like this, Bev, and this is what makes sense to me. Anytime you stand up for your rights, it's only a matter of time before you're going to run into the police department. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. So now you tell me how you're going to stay out of court, because they're going to bring charges against you. They even got it set up now that when you go in to pay, for example, I don't know if you've been over to the DTE over here on 7 Mile, but now they done closed all the windows, the tellers that have laid them off. I don't know where they are. All the windows close up at 1 o'clock. Anybody that comes in after 1 all the way to 4:30, I think they close at 4:30, they have to go to those new machines they have. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. Well, nobody wants to use the machine, but you don't have a choice. So you have to go over there and stand in that line, go up to the machine. They had 2 people work. It was 2 machines, and they had 2 workers on, 1 worker on each machine. And they would be there to assist you to get the counter. They're going to be gone. So,
Ron, I don't know what's going on.
Yes.
Keeps fading in and out. We're not hearing you.
You're not hearing me at all, huh?
Now we are. You keep going in and out.
All right, how about now?
Okay, I can hear you now.
All right. I just tightened this up, so that's going to help. Let's try it out and see. I think when I hit the microphone, I tighten it up. So let's see what happens now.
Okay.
So let me know again when you go out. So what I was saying, Bev, the people were so upset. They were shouting and cussing and carrying on. They had one old man, a guard in there, one old man, and that if anything had went wrong or they felt that they was going to be in trouble and they called the police, I'm telling you right now, somebody's going to jail. Somebody's going to get a ticket. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And all they were saying was, why didn't you send us a letter to tell us that all of this was going to happen at these pay centers, and we would have went and bought. A lot of people don't have checking accounts. They said we would have went and bought a money order in the Air Party store and mailed it in. That was most of their argument. Well, the ladies were terrified. The 2 ladies that was in there, they were terrified. Everybody was cussing and raising sand. So my point is, if they call the police, I guarantee you somebody's going to jail. Oh, I better not say that. Somebody's going to get a ticket. Now, so if you get a ticket, what are you going to do? Pay the ticket? Or are you going to go into court? How are you going to do it? See, when you talk about not going to court, you must add that I'm going to conform to their ways, to their orders. I'll accept their benefits and I'll accept their privileges, and I'll live happily ever after. I'll never go to court. That's about the only way you're going to stay out. Once you stand up for your rights, they will come. Understand? Bill?
Yes, I'm here.
Beverly D?
Yes.
No, I was asking you, did you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so
I understand what you...
All right. So if you're going to stand on what Jonah said, and Jonah realizes it because he said it before, we got to prepare ourselves because we definitely are going to, because the rights that you have, they're not going to give them to you. You're going to have to take them. And that's why he also added, anytime you get any violation from the police department, you should file a $7,500 complaint in small claims court. And that will stop that madness. Because now, every move they make is a violation. Yes, go ahead. What about what?
So what about when paying your bills and things like that? That's a whole different process.
Say that again. When you do what?
What about when people want to do the? I guess it's the step for value when you want to pay your mortgage off and pay your bills. That's a whole different process, correct?
No, it's the same process.
Okay.
When I sell my program, I send them the laws that back up my program. Now, if the people that you send it to do not accept it, then what are you going to do? Now, I'll leave that right on you. What are you going to do? You're looking at the law. The law says except for value is valid, is legal. You've done everything that it says you're supposed to do, and they keep telling you owe me. Now, what are you going to do?
Now, what about if you have something like the insurance company that just can cut you off if you don't pay? Do you still pay your bills, or you just send that except to value? Because they'll just cut you off and you'll be driving without no insurance, which I know we're not supposed to be driving with insurance anyway. We shouldn't have to pay for it.
You don't want to start dealing with insurance companies, and you don't want to start dealing with gas or utilities until you understand more of what you're doing, because they will cut your process off.
Right.
You want to use it where it will work because you are a rookie. You can't jump out there and tell Comcast, I'm going to send you a except for value, and you got all the channels turned on doing all that stuff. They're going to say, oh, no, we're going to cut your stuff off. Now, you don't want to go there. Insurance is, but you'll find out that the law says you don't have to have insurance in order to drive your vehicle on Michigan highways. Those are laws. Those are valid laws. The right to travel. But you don't want to jump out there right off the bat and start fighting that battle because you don't know enough and you're not prepared enough to deal with it. You should be doing things like your credit cards. You should do things like your small items that you bought from Sears, like appliances and stuff like that. You should be doing stuff like that. Because it says in the Michigan Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, along with the Federal Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, they do not have a right to come in your house and take the utility back. Not utility, the appliance. So you got to do research. You got to read. You got to understand what you're doing. Why do you think they garnish you for owing for a refrigerator, but they'll come and steal your car in the color of darkness? And they'll garnish you your check to get the money for the refrigerator. Or some places, if you know how to hide your car, whatever you do, they will garnish you your wages to get the money for the car. Why don't they come and take the car? Because the law says they cannot. And if you read the Michigan Fair Debt Collection Practice Act, it tells you right in there they cannot come in and take the goods and properties from you because they're already paid for. We got to get in our heads. We're dealing with crooks, and the crooks will hire ignorant persons to do their collection agents, do their collecting. And the people that come to collect, they have no idea that they're breaking the law. That's one of the big problems that we have. My son, they came to get his car. He saw him out there. It was a black guy on a Sunday morning. He went out there and said, "What the hell are you doing?" He said, "Oh, they called me this morning and told me they paid me $300 to come out here and pick this car up because it was abandoned." And he said, "Man, that's my car." He said, "You ain't said nothing to me. I'm out of here." They were setting that guy up. He had a tow truck and they just called him and said, "Hey, you want to make $300? Yeah, go over and pick that car up and bring it over here. We got paperwork when you get here." And if my son hadn't have been out looking out the window, he never would have caught him.
Mm.
So I guess I'm trying to make you understand. You got to do more research. You got to use common sense. You got to look at what you're doing and understand what you're doing. And what somebody told you or didn't tell you, I'd advise you to leave that alone. You do what you feel is going to be comfortable for you. And that means to do some thorough research, okay?
Now, this part, I know we're talking about the do not detain, but there's steps you have to do before you get to that do not detain injunction. What about that declaration of nationality?
Okay. Declaration of nationality, I have a letter on it. It's just a simple process, a simple letter that you just write up. And understand this, Bev. Once you notarize anything, you can get it authenticated. You can get it certified by the
Secretary of State.
Register of Deeds.
Oh, okay.
Because all they're going to do is certify that the notary is a legal person. And the notary saw you sign and you showed them who you really was. What's in the document has nothing to do with nobody but you. So, you can write up Declaration and Proclamation of my nationality. You can just title it any way you want to entitle it. And you can say I was formerly known as Ron March, which is my Christian name, which is my name on my birth certificate. I have authenticated my birth certificate. You can put C Exhibit A. I'm just giving you a rough rundown. C Exhibit A, which would be a copy of the birth certificate from the state and from the John Kerry. And you'll say, and I am who you want to be, meaning I am an indigenous American. I belong to a particular tribe that I was going to talk about tonight, because you can find out what part of the South you're from. Everybody should try and figure that out. Then when you look up the 5 civilized tribes, you'll know what tribe you come from. There's 5 tribes. They broke it down. And you can put that in there if you like, who you are. And you're Algonquin, or whatever you want to be, whatever tribe you want to be. And now I have changed my name to Ron March L. Bay. This is the name I use in all of my private matters without O-U-T, without the United States. Now, without means that you're telling them that you're not a part of the United States. That makes you not a part of the 14th Amendment citizenship. You will sign it with your new name. You were authorized to sign it by your old name. You're going to sign it your new name, and under it, you're going to put in there authorized signature of your Christian name, which was Ronald Lee March, and you're going to go and get it notarized. Now, you can take it to the county and get it certified, or you can take it to the Secretary of State and get it authenticated. It doesn't matter, either or. And it's over with.
Okay.
But you cannot change your name within the United States because of the Strawman, which was created by United States of America, Inc.
Now, wait a minute. You say you can't. We just changed it.
I did what?
We just changed the name. Just the scenario you just gave me. We just changed it, right?
Yes.
But you say we can't change you mean the straw man, the capital letters.
Yes, that's your
Okay.
Christian name, the capital letters, which is on your birth certificate, and that would be the authorized signature of your Christian name. You type that in under your new name, which it would be Ron March L. Bay.
So everything you sign, do you have to put that on there? Or just that form? Everything that you sign, do you have to put authorized signature of Christian name, or just only on that form?
Just authorized signature of Beverly D. or Ronald March, Ronald Lee March, right. whatever's on your birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Because you cannot change your name in United States. I don't know if that's complicated to understand, but you don't have any power in United States. You're a slave in United States. They don't even recognize you as Ronald March L. Bay. Anytime you need to buy something or get it on credit or whatever, you need to have your driver's license until we can figure out how not to have your driver's license. I think I know how to do it, and I want to do it myself. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change my name, get my birth certificate, and I'm going to get my a declaration of a proclamation of my nationality, and I'm going to send it to John Kerry and have John Kerry give me a passport in my new name. I'm going to ask for it. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm creative. I am creative. All they can do is send it back. Right. And I'll send him the money that it costs to do it. You see what I'm saying? You got to be creative. Yeah, you have to be creative.
My question is, I know you sign your new name, and then up under that you put the authorized signature by your illegal name.
Yes.
Do I just do that on that form, or do I do that on all my signatures? Whatever I sign.
It depends on what your signature is. Since you're trying to, this Declaration of Nationality, it belongs to United States because you're putting them on notice, and it belongs to you because you're a private person. You want to make sure you use the authorized signature of the Christian. But if you're going to deal with, let me see, what else can you do? If your ID, you're going to have ID. If you go buy an automobile or you go get insurance or whatever you do, like where was I at the other day? I want to say I was at the bank, but they wanted to see a Michigan driver's license or a Michigan state license, ID, state ID, or birth certificate. Now, once you get, not birth certificate, a passport, because they want to see a picture. Now, once you get that passport squared away, you can use the passport, and you don't have to use that authorized signature anymore.
Okay.
Because the authorized signature in your passport is going to be your new spiritual name. Now, I don't know if you can do that. I just told you that.
Right.
I don't know if you can do it, but I'm trying to work with your questions where you're asking. Lives is a one sentence or two sentence at the most, maybe three sentence. Okay? And you want to do.
We have lost you again. You have faded out. Now you're fading back in. Hello?
Oh. Am I in now?
Yes, you are.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. What about now? Can you hear me? Nope.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I think it's got to be tighten up this mic. Yep. So it's working pretty good. All right, there we go. So, are we on target? Are we together so far?
Yes, I understand.
All right. So you got your birth certificate in place. You got your affidavit in place. You never want to send your original copies to no one. So you're going to make carbon copies of all of your documents, a birth certificate, and that authenticated, affidavit, the affidavit of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got your, we just discussed your name. Now we're going into the, your do not detain. Now, we need to understand the do not detain. Jonah says that we need to understand our state constitutions. And he, in turn, showed us how we can use our state constitution in order to create your do not detain. Now, the do not detain is nothing more than an injunction. And that injunction is nothing more than a temporary restraining order or a permanent restraining order that, women get, or men too, when they want to put an injunction on them. Now, that lady that showed her butt down in Kentucky by not signing those gay marriage license, they put an injunction on her that if she didn't do it, she's going to be in trouble. She put in a motion to lift the stay of injunction. Now, you got to remember this language. S-T-A-Y, stay. She put in an injunction in the federal court to lift the stay until her case comes up and is ruled upon. The judge ruled yesterday he ain't buying none of her BS. That injunction is going to stay in place, because if you don't do what I told you to do when you left my courtroom, you're going to go back to jail. Now, that's an injunction that the judge put on her. So the injunction is nothing more than a itemized restraining order. Have someone stop doing what they had planned on doing, or they are doing. Does that make sense?
Okay, injunction is an itemized order to stop you from doing what you're doing.
Yes. And no one's going to sign that. That's why you have to use or be aware of administrative remedy, because you're going to need to use administrative remedy in order to maintain that. Now, an injunction, a definition. What if you move into a house and your new neighbors, play loud music in the middle of the night every single day? I'm giving you an example. What happens if a baseball stadium is built next to your house and lights shine in on you every night, preventing you from sleeping? These are situations where you may ask the offending party to stop doing something that is bothersome and a nuisance to you. Now, just take that, what I just said, and think about the relationship that Black America has with the system. They have always harassed us in one way or another. We want to put an injunction on the system to stop harassing us unless we're doing something incorrect. You don't stop me at random. Just like at base. You saw that video that was unmerciful what that cop did. He should be kicked off the force and put in jail for assault. You know what I'm talking about, Bev?
The what now?
The tennis player standing up there waiting on his limousine.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
That cop ran full steam up there and flipped him on the ground, threw him around, and handcuffed him, put his knee in his back. You know, that type of thing. That's the type of harassment that we have, all males and now females, have received from the system. So that could be put in as an example. These are situations where you may ask the offending party to stop doing something that is bothersome or a nuisance to you. However, there are times when simply asking does not resolve the problem. In such a case, you may seek to go to court to ask the judge to intervene in the situation and force the offensive party from continuing to behave in the problematic manner. In order to do so, you would file an injunction. You dig it? Now, they call it a do not detain injunction.
Okay.
I'm trying to give you the background of the injunction, as you should know why you need an injunction. An injunction is a legal remedy which is imposed by a court. In simple terms, an injunction means that one of the parties to a certain action must either do something or refrain from doing something. Once the court makes that its decision, the parties must abide by the rule. If the party fails to adhere to the injunction, there can be stiff money penalties and even imprisonment in certain cases or certain instances. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. The injunction. In most jurisdictions, an injunction will not be granted unless the party seeking the injunction can prove that they will cause irreparable injury. If the court, they will cause irreparable injury if the court does not grant the injunction. Irreparable injury means that the harm inflicted on one party is so bad that no monetary or other type of payment is a good enough reward for putting up with these circumstances. In addition, the party must show there is no other remedy available. Furthermore, the party must demonstrate if the court balances the party's interests, the balance will tilt in favor of the party seeking the injunction. So, I can see where this do not detain would be in order, but you're going to have to convince the courts or convince the system that you're going to be a law-abiding citizen. Now, all of this has to be put into your injunction. Because number one, I just told you, nobody's going to grant you a do not detain. Because that would mean that you can go out and rob banks, shoot people, and do all kind of hanky-pankies, and they can't do nothing to you. Whoever comes to arrest you, they'll have to pay X number of dollars of fines. You see how dangerous this thing is, or how serious this thing is, Bev?
Right.
And see, people that are getting involved, this is what you need in order to demand your rights. But you got to know what your rights are. You can't stand out there. Who was that standing out there? They didn't have any license plates, any nothing in the car, and the state police pulled them over. They got out, wanted to take pictures of the state police, arguing with the state police.
Ron, we cannot hear.
Oh well, I haven't moved.
You back.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, Bev. I have not moved. I'm stiff as a statue, sitting here at the desk. But anyway, I'm just saying that you have to have everything in order if you're going to go out and start arguing with these police officers and or insurance and the the driver's license. They should have all that in place. And never should they start arguing with the cop on the street. He's got a job to do. He's not going to stop doing his job because you running your mouth. You know, everybody runs their mouth, so he don't want to hear that, and he's going to tell you to shut up, or you are obstructing his job, type thing. So you got to be honest. You have to be honest. You have to know what you're doing. You got to know what your rights are. So you should be in a position. Now, they were passing out on the internet the other day, last week, where the Supreme Court is ruling that you don't need insurance, registration, or driver's license to drive in the states, in the United States, which is all good. Yes, I got it. I'll send it to you. But that's no good if you don't put it on notice. See what I'm saying? And you cannot use certain words. You cannot say, I can drive, because the Supreme Court said I don't need driver's license. They're going to throw your ass in jail and probably beat the hell out of you. Now you're pissed off. You don't know what happened. You don't know why they beat you. You running your mouth and didn't know what you was talking about. And they were correct to do what they did. Because once you use the word driving, you become commercial. And the Constitution, the original Constitution of the United States, gave the European the right to set up commercial affairs. You understand, Ben?
Yes. I have a caller, Ron.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Go ahead.
Area code 205-757. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Sister Beverly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. How are you, Brother Ron?
I'm very good, sister. Very
Hello?
good. Very good.
Okay.
Hello.
He hears
Great.
you.
Wonderful. Okay. I have a question, and I want to be really, really clear, if I might. Okay.
All right.
I don't know if it's complicated or not, but I really would like to get some answers before I make this trip. Okay,
All right.
I am going out of town because I'm going out of town because where I live, I wasn't born in this area, so I am going to get my my birth certificate. But what I have done is I went before a judge. In the county where I live, and I got my name changed. So-called Christian name of Mary. And so, but the thing is, I haven't changed it on my driver's license. I haven't changed it on my birth certificate. I haven't used it for a light bill or rent or, to buy anything. Okay, I haven't used it, and I haven't changed anything, but I want to go get my birth certificate, which is still in the Christian name. Now, did I do wrong? Or I don't know if I did right, but but my driver's license is still in the Strawman's name. Okay.
Right.
And that's all I wanted to. That's all I wanted to know if I did right. Okay.
Right. Well, the first question I will ask, or the first statement I'll make, have you received any mail when they sent you from the courts that your name was changed? It was in all capital letters, was it not? Whatever you changed your name.
I don't have those.
Well, I guarantee you it's in all capital letters. You just created a second straw man. That's all you did. Are you there?
Okay, yes, that's all I did was just change. Yes, I can hear you. You're breaking up, but I can hear you.
Okay, okay. I'm getting.
Ron, we hold on, caller, because he has faded out.
Okay.
Here comes again. Ron March.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we can hear you. We can hear you now.
All right. You created a second straw man. Now, when you go down to get your birth certificate, it's going to be in your original Christian name. Now, if I were you,
right,
you can't do it. Tell them when you go down, keep your mouth shut until you get your birth certificate in your Christian name, and then you tell them that you changed your name to another name. Once you get it in your hand, and see what they tell you. Because I don't work in that office, but I can tell you now that original birth certificate, what you're going after, it's going to be in your Christian name that you were born with. And you have a Social Security number with Christian name. Did you apply for a new Social Security number with that new name?
No, I haven't done anything, Brother Ron. I haven't changed anything. Everything is still in the original straw man's name. I haven't done anything.
Well, why don't you go back down and see if you can revoke it and turn it back in? What did you change your name to? A spiritual name? You don't have to.
Yes, I changed it.
It's to a spiritual name?
Yes, it's
a spiritual name.
Yes, it's Ali.
Okay. I would suggest that you go back downtown and get it revoked. Tell them you change your mind. You have a right to do that, and then forget it.
Oh, really? So I can go back to the judge and tell him that I don't want to change my name.
Yes, you can tell him that you given it some thought and you don't want to do it now. See what he says. All he can say is no.
Right.
Now,
okay.
Yep.
What would happen if she went through the process with her Christian name, and then when it came time for her to do the declaration, that's already done. She just go down there and fill the paperwork out. Would it work that way?
No, because it's already on record. No, because it's already on record in the United States that she's got another name. So whatever name she changed it to on the spiritual side as nationality-wise, it's going to be a duplicate because she's already in the system with the same name. So I would suggest that she just dump it, and then when she dumps it and get it cleared that it's been revoked, now she can go through the regular process and then change her name on the private side through the nationality hookup that I just read, and then go ahead and use that name. But she's got to cancel that name that she did. She got to cancel it. So she can go ahead.
So what she has to do is to authenticate her birth certificate and her Christian name. Then she's got to do a ownership in her Christian name. Then she has to do a declaration in her Christian name, right?
Yes, and then change that DBA and use the name she wants to use that she's talking about. She's already got it.
After she do all of that, but first she's got to take her name back to her Christian name.
Yes, she's got to revoke that spiritual name. You definitely got to revoke that because you're going to be in big trouble if you start mixing it up and they see that you got two different names and two different identities. You're going to have a little problem. I can tell you that now. So I would suggest that you go back to the courts and tell them that you have given it considerable thought and you're going to stay a Christian. Put a little tear in your eye. Tell them I'm going to stay a Christian. And I want my other name back. Now, once you get it, make sure they show you that it's been revoked and canceled. Hang on to that. Now go through the process like everybody else. And then when you get to the DBA, use that name that you want, put it in the DBA, doing business as whatever that spiritual name is, Ali. Are you there, young lady?
No, she hung up, but she hear you.
Yep. Okay. That's what I would do. Now she may be surprised. She didn't tell me what state she's from, but she may, and there's no way for them to do that. But she may be surprised when she go for a birth certificate that it might be two of them down there. I don't know if it's possible, but it may be. But she don't need to talk about that. All she needs to talk about is, I want my Christian name birth certificate. That's what she want to do. That's what I would do.
So if she go down there and there's two of them, it's one in Ali and one in her Christian, she want that Christian one. She don't want that Ali one.
Correct, but how's she going to get around it? She'll have to do it twice. Now, that's getting complicated. Don't ask me how it can be done twice. But she got to get rid of that because she wants to get out of United States. Right now, I hear her saying she's got two names in United States. Christian name and Ali. Right. Now, how far did, number one, I would want to ask her, how far did the state go when they changed her name? Did they give her a new Social Security number? Why is she still using her Christian name on her driver's license and signing that and all of that stuff? How long has she had that Ali name? All of that.
She's back on.
Okay.
She's back on. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if you all were still on. I think I got kicked off, so I just called back in. To answer to your question, Brother Ron, I've had this for about a year. But the state didn't give me, I have the same Social Security. I have the same driver's license number. I have the same everything. I haven't changed anything.
Right,
so,
right.
I don't have a bill or anything in my name that I changed. So I didn't know I could go back to the judge and tell him that I don't think I want to do this,
Yeah.
So,
yep. I would suggest you do that. Now, if you want to go and you want to drive, what state are you in?
Right now, I'm in Georgia. I've got to drive. I'm in Georgia. I have to drive to Tennessee.
Why do you have to drive to Tennessee? Why can't you do it online?
Well, I'd rather go in person and get it the same day. I don't want to wait.
Well, that's true.
Hello?
But see, here's the situation. If you do with Vital Check, they will authenticate it and mail it to you. If you go the way you're going, all you're going to get is if you know what you're doing when you go to Tennessee, you can get it authenticated once you pick it up. Did you know that?
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, that's why I'm going. I know I could do that because believe it or not, I've had a long form birth certificate, but I lost it somewhere, so I'm going to go back and get another one.
Oh, okay. Well, then you need to get it authenticated. Make sure that the cover sheet says full faith and credit somewhere in the body of the cover sheet. And then you'll be ready to send it to Sterling, Virginia. Now, call me or email me when you get it to see what name is on there, if it's your Christian name or your new Ali name. I'm sure it's your Christian name. I am sure.
I was hoping you'd say to give you a call because, I really want to get this down because time is running out for us and we're not, I don't want to be left behind. We've got to do this, and I want to be, one of the ones to get this done. So,
all right, well,
so I want to do this.
Take my number, 313 656 7283.
313-656.
7283.
Okay, I've written that down. Thank you.
Yep. Let me know what it is.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Brother Ron. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Sister Bev. I appreciate the call.
Okay. We appreciate you for listening. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, Ron.
All right. Yep. That wasn't as complicated as well, it's going to definitely depend on what she going to get the name in. That's going to be very important. How is that birth certificate going to be set up? So she'll call me and let me know, and I'll let you know. We'll talk about it. All right. So let's get back to this do not detain.
Okay.
So now, if we all understand the dynamics of this do not detain, it's nothing to play with. And if you're going to use it, you're going to have to put everyone that's in your life on notice. I would start with the secretary of your state. I would start with the sheriff of the state. If you live in a city like Detroit that's got a huge suburb, I would send a copy to every sheriff of every county near your Wayne County that you're in. We're in Wayne County. And we have, what is it, Home, Ouachita, and whatever. You need to send each one of them a copy. And you need to send your Attorney General a copy. I would send the Secretary of State, which would be John Kerry, a copy. And Register of Deeds, I'd send them a copy. Now, you want to make sure that when you start setting up you can have more than one do not detain injunction. You can have as many as you want. But what Jonah has been doing, to my knowledge, he's been doing one because he uses the Constitution of the state, and we're going to talk about that right now. The Constitution of the state, and that Constitution will cover most of the situations that you may have. For example, here's another very important point. Very important. Whatever constitution that you use from whatever state you live in, wherever you want to start, you must use a constitution that was written and agreed upon prior to 1935. That is very important, Bev.
Okay.
And it's important because when these crooks set this madness up, they had a cutoff year. They told the Bar Association, all lawyers, cannot use any case law that was ruled upon prior to and there's a real big reason for that. And that reason is when Franklin Delano Roosevelt set this up, he called the governors in and made the governors adhere to his madness. And
Ron, you are breaking up really bad. We can't make out what you're saying. Now you have left us.
Wow.
Now
I don't know what to, yeah.
Now
I don't know what to say. I'm not moving. I'm not doing anything to make it go out.
I think it's all of this technology we got. I think it's the two shows and the audio. Don't you have you taking it too? You doing the audio? Yeah. That's what it is.
Well, we got to do better.
We just have to deal. We have to deal with it. Yes,
we do. All right, but the same thing is happening to Georgia. Jonah Bay and them are catching the same hell from Radio Blog.
They what?
Off the same way. Jonah Bay and Khalifa, they're all catching hell down there in Georgia using this radio, Blog Talk Radio. It's not working. It's not worth your money. It's not unless you want to move up. Now maybe it'll be a thing if you want to move up your upgrade. If you want to upgrade, there may be something you can do with it. But now,
Jonah
I guess
Bay, Jonah Bay and them is already upgraded because they do the 3 hours and things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so they already upgraded.
Is that all you get? Is just another hour by upgrading? You don't get better service?
It probably, I don't know all what goes with it, but no, it's the other that goes with it. But they already have it, and they having problems. Hello, Ron Mars.
I am
now
here.
You come back. Okay.
Yep, that ain't me. I haven't moved my head from that. I heard you say
No,
hello, and
it's not you. It's just the different frequencies going in. That's all.
Yep. All right. Well, now let me explain what I've done here. I have taken the 1909. Looking at it, where is it at? Oh man, I done knocked it off. Mercy sakes! I took the 1909 Constitution of Michigan. I'm going to pick it up again. All right, let me find it. Give me a second to go find it. Where we at?
And a person should do whatever state they in, they need to do the Constitution before 1935, right?
Yes, anyone they want to pick. It doesn't matter.
It has to be before 35.
Yes, it has to be before 35. Because United States started using everything after 35, and your win is limited on any constitution after 35 because they changed a lot of it. Okay, so what I did, I went at 1909 or 1908, either or. It's one constitution. I went Article 2, Declaration of Rights. I started reading. And by reading each one of these sections, it will determine if it's interesting to you that you would like to put it into your do not detain. For example, I looked at Section 1 of Article 2, Declaration of Rights, Article 2, under subsection political power. It says, all political power is inherent in the people. Government is instituted for their equal benefit, security, and protection. That means that the governments are set up to protect you. Now, you may want to be sure. Wow, what was that? Yeah, I just heard a horn blow. Sound like a horn blowing. Section 1 talks about political rights, political power. All political power is inherited in the people. Government is instituted for their equal benefit, security, and protection. So it's to your advantage to have a government that protects you and gives you benefits. That's government is instituted.
Are you on Article 1? Are you on Declaration of Rights? I see.
Yes.
Declaration. Okay. Section 1.
Section 1, yes. Okay. I skipped Section 2 and 3.
Okay.
Now, I'm only doing this for Ron Marks that I would need for myself. Okay. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to use all of what I have, but I'm going to use some of what I read. So from Section 1, I go down to Section 4, subtitled Liberty of Speech and Press. Every person may freely speak, write, and publish his sentiments on all subjects, being responsible for the abuse of such right, and no law shall be passed to restrain or abridge the liberty of speech or of the press. So I thought I would need that because that's what I do. I run my mouth and speaking, that's my speech. And I write articles sometimes, so that's the press. So I would want to put that into my do not detain me from doing that. Number 5, every person has a right to bear arms for the defense of himself and his safety. I'm definitely going to put that in. You follow me?
Okay. Right.
Number 6, the military shall in all cases and at all times be strict subordinate to the civil power, meaning when they bring in martial law, it should be strict and subordinate to the civil power. They do not have a right to come in with martial law with the government and take over the city. They don't have a right to do that. And it's right in the Constitution.
But, Ron, wait a minute. Ron.
Yes.
They can do it. They can do it with the 14th Amendment citizen, right?
Yes. But you remember, now see, you done jumped off. We're coming from the birth certificate. You got to have all of this in place. Yep. Okay.
I understand. But you saying they don't have a right. They don't have a right for us. But if a person hasn't went through all of the process and they are a 14th Amendment citizen, they can pretty much do what they want to do.
That's true. Yes.
Okay.
That is very true. Yes.
Okay.
That's why I started with the birth certificate, the authentication, the affidavit of ownership. See what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to have all that in place. And this is what I meant by standing on the street arguing with a police officer and you don't have a plate on your car. You have to have some identification on your vehicle. You know, and it don't have to come from the state. That's why these Moors that have like the Moorish Science Temple of America, they got a plate, so it's known who they are when they drive around. You cannot, you don't see a ship on the waters without a flag. They all have to have a flag to identify them. You dig? All right. You know, we done moved up to 8 o'clock and we getting off at 8:30. How about a quick 5-minute recess?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it 10. Yep. We can do 10 because it's 5 minutes to 8. Yep.
All right. So we'll come back in 5 minutes after 8.
Yes. Yeah, we will.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to take a water break, and we shall return in 10 minutes. Yes, Ron March, we are here.
Yes. Yep, we are here. Okay. Let's keep moving on because anyone can do this. Apparently, you have 1909 up. Are you looking at it?
Yes.
Biff? Okay. All right, so we stopped at 6.
Saying is that in order for a person to do the do not detain injunction, they need to go to their state constitution before 1935. And then they do the declarations of rights, the ones that pertain to them, how they want to set it up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to use all of these, but I'm just trying to show the importance of it.
Okay.
That we need to look at. There may be some I don't use. For example, we go into 8, Section 8 now. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, unless the punishment of a crime shall ever be tolerated in this state. I don't really have to put that in because it doesn't deal with actually the 13th Amendment because all they're talking about is slavery and involuntary servitude. But penal, see, that involuntary servitude is tickets, is taxes. See, they write your tickets and get you in debt, and then they threaten you with jail if you don't pay. I may keep that in because they're creating a penal form. See, like they did down in Ferguson. People can't afford that. They got so many violations down there that everybody's ducking and dodging all day. That's involuntary servitude. Okay, that's number 8. Now number 9, no bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligations of contracts shall be passed. In other words, number one, all legal contracts are in order. You have a right to accept and write contracts. Corporations cannot write contracts. So when they give you a ticket, they call it a contract. You can reject that ticket. And they can't change the date on a law in order to catch you. You know, that one would be something that I would, either or, maybe yes, maybe no. Number 10, it says searches and seizures. That sounds like a good one. The person's house, the person, houses, papers, and possessions of every person shall be secured from unreasonable search and seizure. Okay? When they stop you on your vehicle, they want to go through your car. According to this, in your do not detain, they don't have a right to do that. No warrant or search any place or to seize any person or thing shall issue without describing them, nor without probable cause. You know, they can't say, what's your name, and then you don't answer. Then they don't want to throw you in jail. So you got to look at this stuff and interpret it as you see it to be written, and then you make a decision. Do you want to deal with it? All of these warrants must be supported by oath or affirmation, provided, however, that the provision of this section shall not be construed to bar from evidence in any court or criminal jurisdiction, or in any criminal proceedings held before any magistrate or justice of the peace, any narcotic drug or drugs, any firearms, rifle, pistol, revolver, machine gun, bombs, blackjacks, slingshots, all of that boom, 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 or any other dangerous weapon or thing seized by any peace officer outside the curtilage of any dwelling house or in this state. They don't have a right to take none of that stuff. I'm telling you that now. If they don't
so they've been running up in people's houses that was selling drugs. They didn't have a right to go in there even with a search warrant?
Only if they had a search warrant signed by an affirmation of a judge who swore oath to it, and a signed warrant. And the warrant must say what they're coming in there for.
Okay.
Most people that get their doors kicked in, they never see a warrant, or they never ask, do you have a warrant? Or sometimes the cops just get nasty and say, to hell with it. Then they get you in court after they find all of the stuff. Now they're going to get in court or get you at the police station. Then they'll get a warrant after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, you got to know how to deal with it. Okay? Then you go down to number 12, appearance in person or by counsel. Any suitor in any court in this state shall have the right to prosecute or defend his suit, either in his own proper person or by attorney or agent of his choice. Notice they use the word agent. You can say that somebody is your agent, and you're coming from the state constitution. See how important this is? You don't want an attorney.
Right.
You dig?
So,
and there was something else.
So, other words, I could go into court and I could say Ron March is my agent, and you can come in there and speak with me. Okay.
Yes. And the first part that says you have a right to defend in your own proper person. See, a lot of times the judge said we're not going to let you defend yourself. Get an attorney. When you come back to court, have an attorney. Well, he's violating your rights right there. Section 12 of the state constitution. You got to know these things. See what I'm saying? Then we go to 15, excessive bail. I don't need to read that, but you understand that. They run that bail up so high. You know, like that girl, the girl that died in jail. I understand that her bail was $5,000. Who ever heard of $5,000? what was the charge? The girl Sandra Blaine.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's excessive. You dig? And she should have had a copy of her do not detain, if she had one, sent to the state of Texas. Number 17, competent witness. No person shall be rendered incompetent to be a witness on account of his opinion on matters of religious belief. That one is important because I had a couple of friends that the judge didn't like the way they knew too much information. And the judge said, I'm going to get you examined to protect you. You see what I'm saying? And he told him, I'm not crazy. And he walked out. Well, the judge told him to come back to a certain date. He didn't show up. So they put the warrant into the file. About a year and a half later, he was picked up out in the suburbs, and they brought him in. Put his ass in jail. He stayed in there 21 days. In not jail. He was in that prison out there in Hamtramck.
Okay.
That was a violation. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Number 18. In a prosecution for libel and truth may be given in evidence to the jury. And if it shall appear to the jury that the matters charged as libelous is true and was published with good motives for justifiable ends, the accused shall be acquitted. That's very important, because once you put your a special appearance in, you're going to put all your evidence and everything you got in that special appearance. They may look at that and say, ain't nothing wrong with
it. Right, come back.
Come
back. Okay.
Hello? Am I back?
You.
All right. Now, here's a good one, Section 20. Imprisonment for debt or military fine. Imprisonment for debt. No person shall be in prison for debt arising out of or founded on oh, my goodness. My goodness. Child support, they throw you in jail if you don't pay. Traffic tickets, they throw you in jail.
Right.
Huh? You see what I'm saying? This one will definitely go in. Go ahead.
They violating Section 20, right?
You do what?
State Constitution. They are, when they do that, they are violating Section 20 of the Constitution, Michigan Constitution.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And that would be your argument. That would be your that would be your argument. That would be your defense, and that would be your appeal. Number 21, treason against the state shall consist only of levy of war against it. You know, they may try to try you for treason. No person shall be convicted of treason unless upon his testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act. You can play with that one. I don't know. Subversion definition, rights not valid as defense. Let's skip that one. I got it in red, but I'll skip it right for now. I'm going on down to we're going into Article 3, elective franchise, and I stopped at Section 5. Every elector in all cases, except for treason, felony, or breach of the peace, shall be privileged from arrest during his attendance at elections. I'll definitely take that one out. And returning from the same. I'll take that out. Article 4, I'm in Article 5. I'm still going down. I didn't see anything in these articles that I would be interested in. I'm going on down. I'm still going down. You may want to stop and read them and see if it pertains to your life and your lifestyle. I don't know. I didn't think they pertained to mine. Okay, we had section 23 of article, I think the last article was Article 5. Every bill shall be read 3 times. This is important. This is very important because this is how they make a statute a law. See, when they stop you and arrest you, especially on traffic violations, those are statutes or ordinances. They're not laws. This is how you make a law in the state of Michigan. Every bill shall be read 3 times in each house before the final passage thereof. No bill shall become a law without the concurrence of a majority of all members elected to each house. On a final passage of all bills, the vote shall be by yeas and nays and entered in on the journal. Now, you can take that anyway.
That is Article 4, Section 20. Nope, you're right. Article 5. Let me see where we
That was the last one I recall. Article 5. Yep.
Okay. Article 5, Section 23.
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right. Now, I'm still going down. We're still in Article 5, Section 31. The legislators shall not authorize by private or special law the sale or conveyance of any real estate belonging to any person. They cannot pass a law that shall authorize anybody to authorize by private or special sale. Now that would be pertaining to the sheriff's sale.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to look into that law a little bit more, because you may run into that with the taxes. You dig?
What about that eminent domain?
It's in here. I don't know if I highlighted it, but it's in here. I've read it. Okay, we're in Article 6.
Ron, you did.
I'm here.
Article 6. Okay, Article 6. What section?
All right, I don't see anything in that. Supreme Court, nothing there. I'm still going down. Probate courts. All of these are subsections. Justice of the peace. We're still in Article 6. I don't see anything that. Now we're in Article 8. See, a lot of this doesn't pertain to you, or better yet, it may. I don't know what your lifestyles are. You dig it? Okay. So I'm going on down, and I'm still in Article 8. I just passed one. Article 9, impeachments and removal from office. I'm going to leave that alone. Article 10, I didn't see anything in Article 10. I read everything all the way down. I was telling Andre about it, and he saw what I was doing. And there may be something here that you may need, Bev. I don't know. Anybody personally. Now, Article 11, education, encouragement of education, religion, morality, and knowledge being necessary to good government and the happiness of mankind. Schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged. I was thinking that if I decided to set up a school, I may need that. At least I know where it is. You dig? And then that's Section 1, Section 2. You may need all of that, but I don't need it right now. But I'm just saying, you may need it. All of this, Article 10. Now, Article 12, corporations. I saw something good in here. And that is Section 5. Real estate limitation of time of holding. Listen to this one. No corporation shall hold any real estate for a longer period than 10 years, except such real estate as shall be actually occupied by such corporation in the exercise of its franchise. So if your servicer, for example, was Bank of America, they can hold their buildings because they're in their buildings over 10 years. But if they have a lien on your house, they cannot hold that lien more than 10 years.
Is that why they sell it?
That's why they rotate. Yes, ma'am. Because the federal government says 5 years, and the state of Michigan says 10 years. You dig it?
Okay. Right.
Yep. All righty. We're still going down to Article 13, taking of property necessary compensation. I think it's where you are, Bev. Private property shall not be taken by the public nor by any corporation for public use without the necessity, therefore, being first determined, and just compensation, therefore, being the first made or secured in such manner as shall be prescribed by law. When they set up that gray mark, remember they set up gray mark?
Right.
They should, and this is, notice what the subtitle of Article 13 is, Bev. Eminent domain.
Oh, right. Yep.
See it?
Now, what section was that you was reading? I was writing something else. What section was you reading?
Article 13.
Section what?
Section 1.
Okay.
Determination that all right, if you got an argument that says when private property is taken for the use or benefit of public, the necessity for using such property and the just compensation to be made therefore, except when to be made by the state, shall be ascertained by a jury of 12 freeholders residing in the vicinity of such property, or by not less than 3 commissioners appointed by a court of record, as shall be prescribed by law, provided that the foregoing provisions should not be construed to apply to the actions of commissioners of highways and road commissioners. That would be something that you would want to explore in addition to Section 1. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know where it is. I don't think I would put that in my injunction. If I was a real estate guy or had a business, I would be concerned about that. But we're going down. Now we got Article 14, exemptions, personal property exemptions. This is very important. And I think I want you to read that on your own, because when Jonah read it to me, it says, and I got to get him to break it down. I don't want to do it because it'll confuse you. But if you look at that, they cannot take your property through a foreclosure without. They cannot take your property. And homestead exemptions. All of that is a part of the exemption, and it's part of it. I'm not going to read it because I'm going to do some research more on it. Because when Jonah did it for me, he broke it down that I thought I understood it. But once he left and didn't say it, I was confused. I couldn't get it to say right. So I think I'll call him and have him deal with it. And I'll do this again. This is very important because we're losing all of our houses, and to consist of such property only as shall be designed by law, shall be exempt to the amount of not less than $500 from the sale. Oh, man. I'm going to leave it alone.
Yes, Ron, what did you say? You was going to leave what alone?
Leave the exemptions. I'm going to leave exemptions.
Okay.
I'm not going to deal with exemptions. I'm going to get Jonah, and I'll get with him. And when I get it cleared through Jonah, I will come back and relay that to you. I don't think you should put that in your what's your name right now. Your do not detain.
All right.
But let me go on down. I got 16, Article 16, and I'm still going down. Article 17. Now, when you get down to scheduling, this is important. Do you see scheduling?
Yes, I see that.
All right. Where it says Section 1, which is common law existing statutes. This one is important. They hide this, and this was in 1909. The earlier ones have it near the top. This was all the way to the bottom. That's why I read everything all the way down. They don't want you to know that common law and the statute laws now in force, not repugnant to this Constitution, shall remain in force until they expire by their own limitations or altered or repealed. Meaning the state of Michigan is under common law, God's law, not court law, not Supreme Court law, common law.
Now they tell us we have no common law here.
Well, you see it right there, don't you?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working with you, but I'm also saying to you, you're right. They always say that, well, we don't deal with common law. Then you got to bring this up. In the scheduling of 1909 Constitution, so and so and so and so, and it says that it shall be in place, shall remain in force. Now, if you go to the newer ones after 35 and look at them, it's going to be in there also. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you need to know that and need to go and look and see if it's in there, because you may need it, just like you said. A judge going to tell you we don't deal with common law. We deal with admiralty law and all that old left-hand malarkey. Continuance of public and private rights. They have to recognize us as private citizens. All writs, actions, that's another one that can be read that we'll deal with. When I get through with the exemptions, I'll come back to this scheduling and we'll go through that again. All right?
Now, what about this one with the money or property due the state or municipal corporation?
Section 3. All fines, taxes, penalties, forfeiture, I don't know what that is, occurring to the state or any municipal corporation under the existing Constitution and laws shall occur to the use of the state of such municipal corporation under this Constitution. I would say what it actually says: all fines, taxes, penalties, forfeitures, and checks. I don't know what that is. That last.
Yeah, that's a real estate term. I forgot what it meant. Did you pay it out on
us? Be responsible. Yep. I think we'll be responsible for paying for the state stuff. I think that's what that's.
Oh, that's what that's saying. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Now, I'm not a constitutional lawyer, but I know what I read, and I will do some more research, and we'll get to the bottom of it. And I'm going to pick at least 10, maybe 12 of everything I read tonight and put it in my do not detain. Because I still have to put in right to travel. And right to travel deals with, it's not in the Constitution, it's in Article 6 of the United States Constitution, where it says you have to obey all the constitutions, all the contracts, agreements that were made prior to the United States Constitution. You have to adhere to them, every one of them. So now when you look into Articles of Confederation, Article 4 of Articles of Confederation, it talks about right to travel, regress and what is it? Egress and regress. Egress and regress. had to have any permission. It didn't say you had to have any license, insurance, or anything. It said you had a right to egress and regress, go to and fro without being tampered with. You got to read it yourself. You got to put it into your injunction, because that's going to be one of the first things you got to argue about, which is right to travel. Okay?
All right. Okay.
All right, so we I think we beat it. We won it tonight.
Oh,
go ahead.
okay, Ron.
All right. Let's
Front room.
to next week. I appreciate it. I hope everybody got something out of it. My website is ronmarch.com. You can give me a tap. The three what's your names are ready. The 3 DVDs from the seminar are ready. Go to my website. You can see it. You can purchase them. I don't know what else to tell you. All right.
Okay, Ron. Well,
right.
thank you. We appreciate you, and until next time. And we'll talk
Right.
about that TV fund too.
Talk about what?
The TV fund.
TV fund.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Yes, I heard you.
Okay.
Okay.